Good morning, friends. This is your old girl, Melanie Rose, here to share your daily aspects. Today is Wednesday, December 8, 2021. The sun is in Sagittarius, and when the sun is in Sagittarius, we all become seekers. At this time of year, we find ourselves seeking to understand universal truths. We desire spiritual growth specifically and fresh experiences that expand our vision and understanding. The moon is in Aquarius all day today, and Aquarius is also a seeker, focused on allyship and collaboration. Our conversations may get a little strange as we seek new and more effective ways of relating. Our hearts, however, are drawn to positive change. The waxing crescent phase of this moon invites us to visualize what it will be like to carry out the intentions we set with the new moon. We make plans now, and we begin to put them into action this Friday with the first quarter moon in Pisces. Okay, let's take a look at these planetary and aspect energies before we get into any further interpretations. I have prepared a legend of the symbols we're working with today so that we can have an idea what energies are in play. As ever, at the top of the list, we have the sun. The sun represents our outer life. That is who we are when we step out the door, the person people get to know when they meet us for the first time, and also how we engage in our work, civic, and social spheres. Next on the list is the moon, and the moon represents our inner life. That is more like our relationship with ourselves, who we are on the inside, how we feel, what we think, what we know, and also how we engage in our domestic space with the people who are there and where we live. Mars is here. Mars represents initiative. That is your personal passion, your fire. Mercury represents the intellect. That is mostly your day-to-day thoughts, plans, and communications. Jupiter has to do with growth, expansion, good fortune, positive vibrations. Saturn has to do with the structures that we take on the responsibility of maintaining so that we can support ourselves and our loved ones. And Chiron has to do with our healing. Pluto relates to extremes, that is, death and rebirth, the extreme ends of the stories, and also to the depths of emotion and intuition that we can reach. Neptune has to do with our relationship to humanity or our human relationship to spirit. We have a couple of different kinds of aspect energy on the board today. One of them is sextile. Sextile is a positive energy. It is cooperative and it tends to generate something positive. Square represents the potential for challenges. And the signs of mention on the page today are Sagittarius, Aquarius, and Pisces with that first quarter moon on Friday. So with all of that said, I have divided our aspects into two columns, one for each of our luminaries. The moon sheds light on our inner lives, setting the tone for our emotional and domestic experiences. The moon moves very quickly, creating many brief aspects that represent ambient energies that may be felt as emotions or intuitions that occur to us throughout the day. The sun sheds light on our outer lives, setting the tone for our more social experiences. And I address the rest of the planet's aspects on this side because they last longer and they have more of an impact on our actions out in the world. We start with the sun today. In the ongoing column, we have Saturn sextile Chiron, which we've been talking about for a couple of weeks, and we're going to let it go in a couple of days on the 10th. So we've talked about checking your natal Chiron placement so that you can know what it is that you are working on learning, healing from in this life. And the reason we want to know what we're healing in this life is so that we can know how much we have learned, like you know, just take a look at the wisdom you have gained in relationship to the things you're trying to heal. And you can use that wisdom to apply to reinforce your structures, your supportive networks. And, you know, when we do that, when we reinforce our supportive networks, we reinforce our bonds and our relationships with the people who are close to us or just around us, you know, as we go through our lives. That doesn't just make us feel stronger and more supported and more capable. It makes everybody around us a little stronger and more capable. Today is day 3 of 4 for Mars sextile Pluto. This aspect came in and gave us a boost of ambitious energy, giving us a little bit of endurance and stamina as well. At this time, if we choose a course of action, this aspect will commit us to seeing it through. Think of Mars as action and Pluto as seeing it through. And the sextile says this is positive energy. These energies are cooperating. We can start and get to a finish, and we will generate something good. So choose a course of action at this time, and you will make it to your goal. And then today is day 2 of 2 for Mercury square Neptune. Under this influence, we might experience some confusion or distorted perceptions, specifically in dealing with people in the work or civic sphere. Stick to your communication basics. Leave your intuitive hunches out. Don't assume that you know how people feel, where they're coming from, or what they think. And also don't assume that everyone is being completely 100% honest with you. So this is a sign that asks us to practice careful communication. Listen, okay? Don't add things into what you heard so that you can assume that things are going the way that you want them to. You have to ask the questions. And also just be very careful to say exactly what you mean. And day 2 of 4 for Mars square Jupiter. This is another Mars aspect this week that brings us expanded energy and initiative. We may feel like taking risks. We may be making a big start, a new start on a big project, and that will involve taking risks. And we can do that, okay? It does bring with it some impulsive energy, so we need to have some forethought, some careful communication, some strategy going forward. And because Jupiter just expands and expands and Mars is initiative, you want to avoid burnout, and you also want to try to avoid getting into conflict with anybody. As for today on the sun side, Central Standard Time, 9:58 a.m., the sun goes sextile with the moon. So here, the outer life and the inner life are in complete cooperative accord. We feel at home in our bodies. We're ready to act. We know what we want and how to get it. Anything you want to get done today falls into place with ease. This one lasts about 1 day. Outer, inner accord. Doing the things with ease. As for the moon side of the page, we have one aspect later in the evening at 8:07. And that's moon sextile Mercury. So our emotions and our intellect are in cooperative accord as well. We express ourselves with ease, especially in regards to our feelings and with our domestic partners. This is a 2-hour aspect. Easy expression in the heart and home. Coming up later this week on Friday, we have a first quarter moon in Pisces, which will invite us to take action on these plans that we've been making. But we want to move into acting on them with a sense of compassion and creativity. And then on Saturday, Venus will make a conjunct with Pluto, and this will give us a few days to explore the intensification of our love habits. And we will talk about those things and more as they come up. That's it for today, friends. This has been your Daily Aspects, an astrological weather report for Wednesday, December 8, 2021. If you have any comments or questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments section below this video. And if you haven't already, please like my video and subscribe to the Old Girl channel. I'll leave this up for just a little bit longer so that you may have time to peruse it. Thank you all so much for being here. My name is Melanie Rose, and I will see you back here tomorrow for more Daily Aspects.